Okay, my angelic besties, we are at part 7 of my insane marriage story where I married a man after a month. If you are not caught up on the series, every single one of my series are in the playlist above, so you can find this under marriage story and you can binge it like Netflix. So we are on to part 7. We are fully immersed in our married life in our new place, me and Takis, and every single day we are waking up, we go work out together. Takis goes on Craigslist and tries to search for any type of job and hustling that he can do while we're waiting for this green card interview, and I'm going to shoots and castings and stuff like that. And we are just adjusting to life together. We're also young, so we're also going out and partying, meeting up with friends, meeting up with the same kind of crew, except for Maisie. She has not contacted Talkies. She has completely cut us off. She blocked us on all the apps and all the social media profiles. And we were like, okay, we don't really know why she's so mad, because we are trying to reach out to her because we do want to have a relationship with her, obviously. And we're also worried because we know she has a little bit of a sketchy lifestyle and we just want to make sure that she's doing okay. Also, I have already met Taki's family all in Greece. We did a bunch of Skypes, Zoom calls with them, FaceTimes, whatever was going on at the time. I love Taki's mom. I'm actually still very close with her to this day. That Greek woman, I will ride for her till the day that I die because she is a bad bitch. Like, she raised 2 sons on her own. She was a working businesswoman while dating, while taking them on like crazy vacations. But I always noticed in the beginning that Taki's had this kind of strange relationship with his mom where I was seeing her as like this awesome freaking Greek mama, and he was just like, look, she really wasn't a great mom. She wasn't around a lot and she worked a lot, and he just was very closed off. Like, this was something I was noticing, that he was very closed off emotionally about certain things, and if I tried to press him too deep, he would make a joke, or he'd be like, let's go get a drink, or he was always trying to be very avoidant of getting too emotionally deep. And every day when we're talking to Taki's mom, she keeps asking me about how Taki's is doing, me personally, because her and I would Skype or Zoom or whatever, just the two of us, and chat. And she was like, don't ever let him fuck this up because you're the best thing that ever happened to him. And I was like, yes, exactly. But you know what, you guys, famous last words. One day she's telling me that she really wants us to get in touch with Maisie because Taki's mom and Maisie's mom were actually very good friends, because Thessaloniki is not like a huge town. So a lot of the people in that area know each other very well. She was like, look, Maisie's mom is really worried about her because she hasn't heard from her in a few days. Can you guys try to get in touch with her? We're like, okay. So we're like, we got to show up to this high rise in Hollywood where she's staying that is like guarded by the 7 gates of hell. It's like one of those high rise Hollywood places where you've got a doorman, a check-in man, and then like 3 gates that you have to scan. Takis didn't have the gate keys anymore because Maisie had asked for them back. So we go and we recruit old Yorgos to help us. And he's like, look, you guys, Maisie is going to be so pissed at me. But we're like, yes, but you know what? We need to check on her. And he couldn't get a hold of her either. So we were like, okay, we all need to do some sort of intervention, get in there and figure out what's going on. So we end up going to the building and we're just kind of like waiting around, figuring out how to get in. And out pops little miss putting dog shit in my bag, Destiny. So we see Destiny and we're like, yo, girl. And she's like, oh, she's looking like she hasn't slept in 7 years. And she's like, oh, hey, guys. And we were like, hey, yo, where's Maisie? And she's like, I don't know. I haven't seen her in like 4 days. And we're like, okay, well, this is very concerning. That is not great. So we're like, let's figure this out. So then Takis is really worried. So we go back to my place and me, him, and Yorgos are on phone patrol, trying to phone tag everyone that they know, mutual friends, to try and figure out where this little Greek heiress is running about. Finally, Taki speaks to an owner of an after-hours club here in LA that they used to go to all the time, who is like the baddest Armenian mofo that you've ever met. We're gonna call him Ernie, because as dangerous as he is, that sounds like a nice name. So Ernie is like, oh, hey man, yeah, Maisie has been at my club now for like 4 days, just hanging out and partying. And we're like, well, that is concerning. Is she okay? And he's like, she's just been out here vibing and she's just been sleeping in my office. Like, don't worry, I'm taking care of her. And Takis is like, okay, we need to go rescue her and pull her from the depths of hell. So the next night we go out and this after hours club doesn't open up until like hella late. I don't know how it's even like allowed in LA, but if you live in LA, you probably know what place this is. So we end up going there at like 1 in the morning, and in the sea of Koreans that haven't slept in like 100 days, we see little Maisie in there just like bopping her head up and down, her weave looking crazy. She had like these clip-in extensions in, and she looks like Bella when Bella was pregnant in Twilight and the baby was like sucking the life out of her. She looked like that. Takis goes up to her and she's looking at him, but her eyes are not focused. And she is like, and he starts talking to her in Greek and he's like, blah, 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 trying to like pull her out. and she's getting all combative. She's like, no, no. They're like yelling at each other in Greek. And it is like The Walking Dead in there, you guys. Like, I am alarmed. I am perturbed. We end up pulling her into Ernie's office, and he's trying to get her water, and she's just like glaring at him. I'm like, wow, this is like a lot for me to deal with. So then I go downstairs, and I'm like, I need to decompress. So I'm there, and Yorgos is like, hey, do you want some of this? And it's a little party favor. And I'm like, ah, yes, this is something that I have done before. So yes, I would like that. However, to me and Yorgos' surprise, it was not the thing that we thought it was. It was something else, something that they give to horses. And I had never done this before. So I fell into a hole of hell, if you know what I mean, a Kmart hole. And I thought I was going to never recover. I, at one point, remember that I was like staring at Yorgos, and I was like, I need you to get me some water. I'm like looking at this man, trying to tell him telepathically that I really need water. Otherwise, I think that I am going to actually dissolve into the floor. And he's looking at me, also trying to telepathically communicate. So thank God these trips to Kmart, they don't last very long, and I was able to get out of it and regain my composure. Again, kids, do not do as I do, okay? We've lived and we've learned, people. So finally, Takis comes down, and he's like, look, she's taking a nap upstairs. Like, let's just leave her up there to sleep a little bit. We'll just hang out. We'll go and talk with Ernie, and then we can get her back to the house and try to talk some sense into her, get her fed, and take care of her a little bit. I'm like, all right, bet. So there was a little parking lot that was out the side, and we were all standing out there smoking a cigarette. And as we're standing out there, Takis and Ernie are like talking about business or something, and then they end up going inside. And Takis looks at me, he's like, are you cool? I'm like, yeah. I was like hanging out with some of the people and the bouncers and everything. And I'm chatting away, and this guy walks up, and I just remember he was wearing like one of those trench coats that you would find on like Ozzy Osbourne, but he was definitely not giving Ozzy Osbourne vibes. He looked like a man that was trying to cosplay as Ozzy Osbourne, if that makes sense. Like a preppy guy dressed as Ozzy Osbourne. May he rest in peace. And the guy just kind of looks at me, and he's like a little messed up, obviously. His eyes are all glazy like everyone else there. And he's like, damn, hey, what's up? And I was like, hello. And he's like, what's your name? And I was like, not interested. And he was like, you don't need to be a bitch about it. And I was like, dude, I'm descending down from the depths of Kmart hell. Like, I'm not feeling good. I don't want to socialize. He's still trying to talk to me. And I'm like, ugh, whatever. I'm going back inside. I turn around, and he goes, hey, bitch, I'm talking to you, and tries to grab me by the waist from the back. What is wrong with men? And pull me. Now, I'm flanked by like 3 bouncers. I don't know what he was thinking, but they all grab him and just push him off immediately. And as that is happening, I just hear footsteps running down the stairs from the back door coming from Ernie's office. Like, it sounds like a trampling of elephants. Down the stairs comes Takis, Ernie, and 2 other dudes, and Ernie has a piece on him, pulled out, pointed, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And Takis is over there like yelling at the man, and they're just like, there's all this commotion, and I'm like, we really didn't need a whole gang of you guys literally yelling at this one weird trench-coated man that just grabbed me. Like, we need to calm down. And Ernie's like, no, you don't understand. Like, this is my club, and this sort of disrespect doesn't happen to my friends, blah, blah, blah. And Takis is like raring to go. I'm like, my guy, you cannot be in trouble right now. And so everyone calms down. They kick the man out, but I am just shooketh, right? Because I am on a downward pathway without dopamine, and all this drama is happening. So I'm like, I need to go home now. And Takis is like, okay, don't worry. Like, let's go. We go and gather up old crazy Maisie. We put her into a car, and we take her back to my place. We lay her on our couch, and Yorgos lays on the couch with her, because they were kind of hooking up a little bit, by the way, at this point. And then we all go to sleep. Me and Takis get into our bed. We all go to bed. I am not a morning person, famously, and I can sleep through the second coming of Christ. So I did not wake at all. And then I end up getting up maybe like around 10. And Takis is just in the kitchen making cereal, the only thing he knows how to make. And I'm like, oh, where did they go? And he's like, I woke up and they were gone too. I'm like, okay. So we're texting and phoning Yorgos and Maisie, but neither one of them are answering. So at this point in Takis' little hustling side quest search for a way to make money, no one is responding to him, because who's going to give this man a job with no qualifications in America? And he kept complaining to me, being like, don't they know that I owned the biggest nightclubs in Thessaloniki? Don't they know that this is my job history? I'm like, babe, they don't care here. Like, they literally don't care. And so then I am like, do you need me to help you? Because clearly this is not working out. So I make this man a resume because he didn't have a resume, because he tells me that he's never made a resume before because he's just never needed one since he worked from the age of 12 or whatever. So yes, more of me doing things for this man. I make him a bomb-ass resume, and I start thinking, you know what? The only people that are going to help this man on his hustle are probably other Greeks. So I start looking on Craigslist with the keyword Greek, and I end up seeing a advertisement for a Greek food truck that needs help. I'm like, bet, this is great. I write them a very lovely personalized message from Takis telling them that I want to meet, and I send it off, let go, and let the universe. And thank goodness they end up replying. And Takis is like, oh, it's to like work the front desk as a cashier on this food truck. And I'm like, boy, you will take it. You will take it and you will say thank you, sir. He goes to meet with them. They end up hitting it off, and they're Greek-born American boys that own a food truck and a couple of restaurants in LA. And they end up letting him do the hustle with them. And I'm like, great, at least he's going to be bringing in something to contribute to this household and society. We're waiting on getting this interview. The interview process, or the process of being able to even get the appointment, is a long one. I want to say it took maybe like 8 months or something after we filed for us to actually get the letter that said, hey, your interview is going to be up soon. During this time, we have not heard from Maisie. The woman is MIA. We even call her and sometimes her phone is off, and we're just kind of just going on with our life. Until one day, I finally end up getting a call from a random number. I don't usually answer random numbers, but because it was LA, I was like, whatever, I answered it, right? And on the other end, I just hear this voice, and she just goes, Kat. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, it's Maisie. I'm like, oh my God, Maisie, are you okay? I'm like starting peppering her questions. I'm like, we've been so worried about you. Whose number is this? Like, are you good? And she's like, listen to me carefully. I'm like, what? She's like, Taki's mom is not okay. She's in the hospital. And I'm like, what happened? Like, we haven't heard anything. And she's like, yeah, I just got a call from my mom who was visiting her. She's going to call you soon. I'm like, what happened? Tell me now. And she said, well, some of Leo, remember professional lender Leo? Some of Leo's people found her, and they sent a message for Takis. She's okay. She's in the hospital. She has a bit of a concussion and some bruises and a broken rib, but she's going to be okay. I immediately just start bawling. I am freaking out. I'm like hyperventilating. I'm like, thank you so much for letting me know. I need to call Takis right now. And she's like, okay. I'm like, I will call you back. And then she just hangs up. I'm like, okay. So I'm calling Takis, and I'm like phoning him, and he's not answering. I'm texting him. I'm blowing his shit up. And finally, he gets back to me like an hour later, and he's like, what happened? And I'm like, dude, I sent you a text to let you know what happened. And he's like, okay, well, I'm not off of work for another 2 hours. I'm like, are you dense? Like, did you not read my text? Your mother is not well. It is a direct consequence of you. And now your mother, your only mother, is in the hospital. Y'all, this man was acting like I had told him that a random fish that he didn't care about was suddenly sick. I could not believe the lack of emotions that this man was showing. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to find out what's going on. And he's like, okay, just find out what's going on. There's no need to freak out right now. We don't know enough info. I'm like, we know enough. We know enough that we can freak out. And he's like, okay, just find out what's going on, and then I will be home soon. I'm like, okay. So because of the time difference and everything, I wasn't able to find anything. He gets home, and I'm like literally losing my mind. I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. And he's like, look, she always knew that they might be able to find her and connect her to me. I'm like, dude, no. Do not put this blame on your mother. Okay? Your lifestyle is your lifestyle. And he's like, no, there's something I haven't told you about. I'm like, what? He's like, my mother also employed the services of this professional lender. So it's not like she's completely not been involved in the situation. That is neither here nor there. The fact is that she is your mother, and she is hurt and in the hospital now. Cut to, we finally end up hearing from her. Like Maisie said, a couple of broken ribs and a concussion, but she is going to be fine. I'm like distraught. And her and Takis are acting like she just went to the dentist and got a teeth cleaning. Like, she was like, don't worry, no, don't fuss on me, like, I'm fine. I'm like, this is not normal, you guys. She needs to come here, or she's like not safe there. And Takis is like, don't worry, like, his people aren't going to visit her again. They've sent the message and all that. Takis' mom is like, I don't want you to worry about me. I need you to focus on your life there, focus on making money, hustling, building your life together, getting your green card. Just don't worry about me. I'm like, oh my God, okay. Maisie has again disappeared from existence, and we end up finally getting the letter for the interview date. Also, I can't remember the timeline, but he had to go get biometrics as well. So I think he had to do that first, and then we got the interview date, and then we were going to go in for the dual interview for both of us to speak to the immigration officers. So next episode is our actual interview, more insane side quests of drama along the way, and then we will finally end up getting to, soon, the first cheating scandal.